going to work better than not having any goals, so there's that. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. It is the 1st of January, which means it is officially 2023, and I figured it would be a good time to do a goal setting video. I haven't even checked, but I don't think I did a goal setting video last year. I didn't really set any goals. I kind of went into 2022 a bit burnt out, honestly, from 2021. So I just wasn't in a good space to set goals. And therefore I achieved quite literally nothing in terms of writing. Not setting goals was a big mistake. We have learnt. However, I had a lot going on last year, so we did buy our first place, which is very cool, and a changed job, and amongst other things that changed. So a lot did happen, but in terms of writing, not a particularly constructive year, honestly. It does mean I now feel like I have a lot of energy, and I'm definitely ready to make some headway in 2023. I make sure that I actually really stick to these goals and make sure that they're actually good for me in 2023. I've gone down the quarter route, which sounds very businessy, and I apologise in advance, but it works, so I'm doing it. So each quarter of the year I'm going to have 3 sort of overarching objectives and then some bits underneath, which I'm trying very hard not to call key results because I'm not in the office right now. But that's kind of what they are, really. So I'm having an overarching objective and then the smaller objectives that sit underneath that will help me reach the bigger objective. It makes sense. I'm hoping by having the smaller goals each quarter will mean that I can kind of keep track of them a little bit easier. And yeah, obviously I'll be kind of keeping in touch with those goals over the entire quarter, and then by the end of the quarter I'm in, I'll have set the goals for the next quarter. So it should follow on quite well, and it should work. It's going to work better than not having any goals, so there's that. So my first objective for Q1 of this year is to re-find my people. So as a bit of context to this objective, I did a reading a couple of weeks ago, just before Christmas, of Number 47 and One Road Inn at a local gallery in the town that I'm from. In that reading, as well as, you know, actually reading the books I've written, I also got to talk to some people in the local area about what they like reading, and just generally about the creative process. And it really struck me how much I had very accidentally alienated myself last year. I sort of fell out of touch with the guys on Discord. I didn't really go to local groups. So we do have a couple of writing groups. And just general like creative groups, not necessarily writing, like art as well. I just sort of got busy with work and let that consume everything, which wasn't a bad thing for me last year, I don't think. I think it was good to focus on my career, but this year I'm focusing about, you know, more investing in myself, so kind of reconnecting and re-finding that side of my writing, if that makes sense. It made a lot more sense in my head. So yeah, so the objective is re-find my people, and then the key results, I'm trying very hard not to actually call them key results, but I don't know what else to call them, that sit underneath that objective. I've got 1, attend Jules' sprints every Friday. If Jules, over at The Dawdling Writer, I will link her channel down below, she has the best sprints, but in my personal opinion, that I attend anyway. She's very focused, very good at getting you to actually focus on writing. And yeah, I find them really, really productive. So I'm going to make sure I go to at least one of those a week every Friday, because currently that's the only evening I really have free. So that's key result 1. The second key result is to actually start running my own sprints. I do have my own. Unsure if this video will go out before my first one. Probably not, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm going to start running my own sprints. Going to try and do 2 a month with sort of various people from around authortube, just to mix it up a bit. But that will be mostly sprinting, so sprint streams, bit of chat, mostly sprinting. My third key result is to attend at least one in-person creative workshop in my local area, whether that's writing related or art related or music related, literally doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that I'm surrounding myself with creative people, and as much as I love the internet, I do think that being in person just has a different impact, so I want to make sure it's in person. Objective 2 is more about what I'm actually working on this year, and that is to get Operation Reverse Philosopher Stone off the ground properly. For a tiny bit of context, because I don't actually really have that much context right now, basically I've roughly planned out a dystopian trilogy. I roughly planned it at the end of 2020, did a little bit on it in 2021, and then clearly had some kind of major brain nap for 18 months and forgot I'd worked on it. So yeah, at this reading a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned this idea and everyone was way more excited about this particular idea than anything else I'd spoken about. So it felt like a good bit of market research, I guess, to work on this particular project. And I literally came home straight away and opened up all the old folders, and I had like 40,000 words already written, and I've already planned roughly all 3 novels. So I do not remember and cannot understand why I put this down. So I'm unputting it down and I'm going to focus on it this year. The key result 1 for this is to actually properly plan and outline, very roughly, all 3 novels, so I know exactly where the trilogy is going. And the second key result, which I've already technically started on the last week of December, is to fast draft the first draft of book 1. I felt like those 2 were probably enough for this particular project, so that's it for that one. And the third and final objective is to re-find my voice in the online writing community and the kind of in-person community. As mentioned a minute ago, I definitely feel like 2022 was a year where I focused on my career, which was not a negative thing, but it did mean that I didn't have as much time as I normally had for things like Discord and Instagram and authortube and stuff. So this quarter, I just want to find the balance a bit better between, you know, focusing on my career whilst also becoming more present in Discord and with the guys I met during lockdown. My first key result is to write a blog post a month. I've tried to have a blog since I was probably about 14 and have failed spectacularly. Before I tried to have a blog, I tried a diary and I also failed at that spectacularly. I'm not good at consistency, which I think is a fair thing to say in pretty much all aspects of my life. But I am going to try and do 1 blog post a month this year. It's not a huge amount, it's just something to update my website and just, yeah, get me more involved in blogging and that side, because I've got quite a few author friends that do blog and I really like reading their blogs. So yeah, just want to get involved in that. The second key result of this particular objective is to kind of reintroduce myself to YouTube. At one point I was making a video a week, sometimes more than 1 video a week, and it was kind of growing and it was doing quite well and I was enjoying it. It was doing well for me anyway, there were definitely never any big numbers, but I was enjoying it. And then, yeah, back end of last year I just completely dropped it, honestly. Had no time, did not make any time, therefore made no videos. So this year, especially this quarter, I want to try and commit to 2 videos a month, which is not a lot. Again, similar to the blog thing, it's more just trying to get myself back into the habit of actually making videos and posting them. So yeah, 2 videos a month is the aim. And the last key result of this particular objective is to finally meet up with the UK Discord authors in person. We do have a date, though we have had a date possibly about 5 or 6 times now, and for one reason or another it's not happened. So really hoping that does happen. Yeah, I think that would be really awesome. So those are my 3 objectives. I don't think I've gone complicated. I feel like I've really kind of trimmed the fat. And I've just stuck to things I know that I can do if I actually commit to them and find the time. So yeah, this year is about making the time and not always saying I don't have time. I would also do a check-in of the goals I had last year, but since I didn't have any, I suppose I hit all of them, 100%. So that's it for this video. If you're writing or reading or not any of the above, just creating stuff, what are your goals? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please do hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another one. Bye!